listening to the Sovereign Society podcast, a spiritual lifestyle sanctuary empowering you to honor the journey, trust the process, and radiate your radness. I'm your soul guide, Sabrina Riccio, Kundalini Yoga teacher, spiritual mentor, and modern medicine woman who's on a mission to anchor in heaven on earth in this golden era. Join me every week where I gather some of my favorite spiritual leaders, goddesspreneurs, and changemakers for some authentic conversations about all things spirituality, wellness, what it takes to build your empire, and so much more. Over the years, after my deep Kundalini awakening and a series of events like being struck by lightning, it's been loud and clear that part of my divine purpose here is to share with you the tools and the guidance that supported me along the way. My mission here is to empower you to navigate through these changing times with ease and grace as you go forth and align to your soul's destiny while staying true and real along the way. Thank you so much for tuning into the Sovereign Society podcast, and get ready because we're about to go in deep and come out the other side stronger than ever before. Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Sovereign Society podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina Riccio, and this is hilarious. I'm recording this at 2:22, and anyone who follows me on Instagram or knows me knows of my fascination and really decoding messages from the universe through numbers. And so 222 is an angel number that is about you remembering to keep the faith, to stay focused on what you want rather than what you don't want, and to trust and know that all is well and everything is unfolding according to divine plan, and it's all happening. And it's so perfect that I sat down to record at 222. It's interesting. I was trying to do a live through Instagram because I know a lot of you have been saying you've been loving watching me record this, and I was trying to set it up and it wasn't working. So that is, to me, the universe of keeping it really intimate and allowing you to hear it now. So here we are. And it's really fitting because all of my family, my Burning Man family, they're all returning back to the default world, as we call it, out there on the playa. And so if you're listening and you went to the burn, let me know. I'd love to hear how it went. And last week, as you heard on episode 50, I got real fucking vulnerable with you guys. And truth be told, since that release and I had this other release last week, I'm feeling like more and more in tune and aligned with this new earth. And I'm sitting here. My friends just left my house. They were passing through, my goddess sisters, and it's just reminding me more and more about what is happening and how this is all shifting. And we've been having a really fucking challenging summer because we've had to go through the ringer, right? And I wanted to create this episode today for you to understand the new earth. And I was really inspired after being at a barbecue at my parents' house yesterday. I have this little itty bitty, I'm like her big sister. I know she's listening. And she was telling me how, you know, there's a new earth, right? And the world ended in 2012. And, you know, as someone who ate the red pill back when I was like 10 years old, you know, first watching The Matrix and understanding what was going on and questioning DARE officers about why cannabis is quote unquote bad if people are using it as a medicine to heal from cancer. I've always been really fascinated about what was going through. And I know with the summer being so challenging for a lot of us, where we've had to really face our shit, be triggered, realign, reassess, all the re's with all the retrogrades. And now we're in Virgo season. It's all about getting organized. So it's like, okay, you went through that shit storm. Now let's clean up the mess and really get clear, really get organized, release the energy that doesn't serve, to prepare for what's to come. So I wanted to dedicate this to, you know, the future generations and just where we are now, because last week was a doozy. And there was a lot of people that got triggered. And I was at coffee or tea with one of my girlfriends yesterday after yoga, and she was talking. She reminded me about how Yogi Bhajan, who brought Kundalini Yoga to the West, he said that during this time, a third would be awake, a third would go crazy, and a third would die. And that's what's happening, right? Plain and simple. And my passion and my whole mission here is to help wake people up and for them to create the solid foundation to build the life that they really want, right? The life, the business, whatever it is you want. If you want to create your own business, let's get you there. If you want to travel the world, let's get you there. If you want to be a healer, let's get you there. It's all about really allowing ourselves to go back to face our shit, the stories we've been told since we were children, the ideas that are outdated. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, because so much of this new earth that we're experiencing shifted and came through with the Mayan calendar shift back in 2012. And if you know me, you know I was struck by lightning in 2012. I had my spiritual awakening in 2012, most definitely. And it came really challenging. It was brutal, really tough, kicked my ass. But it was preparing me for where I am now, coming for you week after week. And so, again, my intention is to wake people up. I created a 6-part course, Stay Woke, $77 right now, where you can start to really activate. It's a great way to start. And I'm embarking on my next round of Thrive. The doors are closing this Sunday on the 9th for the 999 portal. And that is potent. And with this 999 portal, there's just more opportunities. 9 is this number of completion, right? And we have to allow ourselves to understand that we have the power to shift. We have the power to be who we want to be, right? And so we're here to really just build the solid foundation. We're here to reclaim our power. We're here to understand what is happening in the world. And so with the Mayan calendar shift back in 2012, we have to understand that Maya translates to illusion, right? And so this is the download that I got yesterday as well. Seeing this illusion that we grew up in the Piscean age, I'm going to dive in a little deeper with that, but seeing the illusion of the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, which shifted in 2012, we're facing this new illusion, right? Where we have to be navigating through this illusion of the old Mayan calendar, because the old system, it's done. It doesn't work anymore. That's why we're seeing all this shit in the world, all the politics, the health epidemic, and natural disasters. All these old systems don't work. And instead of fixing the old, we have to generate the new. We have to focus our energy instead of not so much on the problems, but how can we use that same energy to focus on the solutions? Because the more we put our energy into the problems, the more it's going to suck us dry. And these old systems don't work, right? And we need to focus on these new solutions, because as we focus on these new solutions, that is also so much of the energy of the Aquarian age. It's all about invention and intelligence and altruism and community and cooperation, collective consciousness and unity. That's what this time is all about, to really anchor in peace and humanity. And this old Piscean age we had for about 2,000 years, since about the crucifixion of Christ, was really about like the deep religious taking and being idealistic and selfish and cruel. And it was so centered on war and fear and guilt and shaming and the unconscious. And God was a man and God was outside of us, so we needed to go to a church or to a priest or to whoever, a minister, to be able to communicate with God, right? It was the heaviness of the martyrdom and the self-sacrifice. The Piscean era was really fucking tough. And guess what? That's where our ancestors came from. So we know that we are the sum of about 7 generations. And when we do yoga, we're healing 7 generations behind us and 7 generations to come. And we are the bridge keepers between these 2 millennias, right? We're the bridge, especially millennials. So when all of these older generations are talking about, oh, these kids are crazy, or they're so privileged, or, you know, they don't understand what's going on. It's like, no, we are the star seeds that are here to like anchor in this new millennia, to prepare for the next 2,000 years, let alone the new century that we're also experiencing. So there's a lot that we're going through. And now I'm even seeing like the wave of people that are in this millennia that are like old souls and new souls, and these newer souls are the ones that are all more airy fairy. They don't feel very grounded, right? But these old souls have much of that warrior essence that have been through the shit and through the ringer time and time again. And I know a lot of people who are here are those old souls, and I know you relate. And I know I'm an old soul. I've been going through this a long fucking time, and I'm just like, I'm ready to clean this shit up. And so this time is about empowering the community through our gifts. So this is a way that I'm doing it. I speak with the podcast. I offer courses. I teach. I do one-on-one. I teach at festivals and spaces. I allow myself to show my gift is my healing, right? How I've been able to heal myself, and to also tap into what makes me unique and share the wisdom that I've learned through that. And we're shifting out of this ego competition to cooperation. We're finding the power of Kim Possible's in the background. We're finding more about this power that is more centered in coming together and collaborating with like minds, right? We're being more cautious and discerning on who we bring our energy to, because we understand that our aura is everything. And shout out to my dear girl, Brianna Rose. She was on the podcast before, and she's been doing such a phenomenal job like teaching women about the aura, and I appreciate her so much. And, she really like invited me to like dive in deeper too. And as a Kundalini yogi, I've like been really more involved with the auric field. And I'm really passionate more so about the lower triangle. It's what I talk about in Thrive. Everyone's saying like, oh, is Thrive supporting people who want to start a business? Absolutely, yes. Because you really, through my own experience, if you have a really weak lower triangle, you're not going to be able to sustain and create that and sustain and support the open heart, right? Because the way that we're moving, once you're able to, the lower triangle to just reflects, I've talked about it before. The lower triangle talks about the lower three chakras that are developed up until the ages of 22. And our subconscious mind is formed by the age of 7. So any trauma we have from our subconscious mind, that's why we're like kids are sponges until the age of 7, really, and they're just absorbing everything. We absorb a lot of the world. We absorb a lot of our family. We absorb what we watch, what we eat, what we surround ourselves with. We're sponges at that time. And that is going to dictate your idea of safety, how you show up in the world, what you believe. And so when we have trauma stored from our childhood, we have to really take responsibility. We have to be, as adults, working through this. And I know this has been so much of my passion during my Saturn return, which has been super challenging, but I'm getting to the point now where I'm almost halfway through, and I'm just so grateful for it. I've also had the episodes talking about Saturn return with Sandy Citron and Dana Balicki, and I have all of those links and references. So Brianna Rose's and Saturn return, talking about Saturn return with Dana and Sandy in the show notes below if you haven't heard that episode. But essentially what we have to understand is that when we have these retrograde periods like we had this summer, we're reevaluating, reassessing, going through our Saturn return, having these massive life shifts. We have to allow ourselves to unlearn everything that we've learned and to see what resonates with us, right? We're not fucking brainwashed. And that was so much of the energy with the Piscean age, was just like brainwashing. You have to do this. It's like, believe this, believe your government, believe the textbooks, believe what you're taught in church. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then shame on you. Like all of this really heavy shit. And we're just like, that's not supportive. That's not really, if God is supposed to be of love, that is not of love, right? That was a way of mind control and manipulation. And my teacher, Guru Ratana, she's so strong, my Kundalini teacher that I did training with, she's so passionate about opening from the heart center, because once this lower triangle is balanced and you're able to really forgive your childhood and you're able to heal the wounds from your past and you're able to understand the upbringing that you had, you gain that strength and that grit and that wisdom, and the lower triangle gets stronger. And with that solid foundation to sustain and support you to hold that open heart, that's when you're able to really live like Care Bear power, right? Just allowing that heart to lead the way, because everything is we're here to shower love. There's a lot of shit going on. We've talked about the false light, how it's like everything is love and light. There's a lot of shit going on that isn't love and light. Don't be brainwashed by that. This is your time to fucking stand up through your own love, through your own courage, and through your own self-worth, saying, I do not want to, that is not my reality. I choose to live, right? And so Guru Ratana, she was talking about the Piscean age and how in undeveloped states of unconsciousness, the desire for freedom can be expressed as irrational rebellion, illusionary expectations, mass insanity, and even mob control, all a reflection of accumulated, unexpressed anger and frustration. Okay. So here's the sitch, guys. The people that are in quote unquote power, the politicians, the world's leaders, all of them have had challenging childhoods. We can see that with 45, like no love from their parents. And so they're living in these their upper chakras, which start to develop when you're around your Saturn return, when you start to speak your truth and you start to see through more of your intuition, and you allow yourself to be that embodied space. These are the higher chakras from the old system that we talk about. But essentially, if that energy can't flow down through the heart into the ground, to be grounded into the earth and to be aware of what's happening, that's where this happens. The war, the unexpressed anger and frustration, all of those people in power did not receive love. They did not get the love that they needed when they were kids. And so they're acting out like children. That's why we're seeing with 45, like acting out as a child because they're crying out for love. We need to create these new systems that are centered in love, that are centered with intention more than ever, and the community mindset, not so much about the greed and the manipulation, right? So because we are becoming more increasingly sensitive, we have to really start to be like, okay, this is what's going on in the world. I am not down for this. I'm willing to choose differently. I'm willing to step up. I'm willing to take action, right? And so going back to the aura, our aura extends out 9 feet, and it can extend out to almost 25 feet when we're practicing Kundalini Yoga. And when we wear white, we extend more. Why is that? Because when we wear white, we like dark colors absorb, right? Like dark absorbs light. And all it is the absence of light. But when you're wearing white, and that's why we wear it in Kundalini Yoga, you repel the energy that's coming out to you. And so when I was explaining to my little one yesterday about the aura, I was like, okay, so how do I make this into something that can be practical, that she can grasp? And I was like, oh my God, the ozone layer and the earth, right? The inner is creating the outer. So I was sharing with her, and I'm sharing with you all now. Think of the aura as the ozone layer. And we are hearing more and more that the ozone layer is like getting thinner and there's holes in it, and that dark matter and the energy outside of the earth is coming in and hitting the earth, like these solar flares, what have you. So if your aura is like the ozone layer and you represent the earth, right? You are one with Mother Gaia, and that's so much of what the Aquarian age is about too, understanding our connectiveness to the earth and each other. So when you extend your aura out, anywhere you go, you are wearing this light body that surrounds you. We call it the radiant body as well in Kundalini Yoga. I talked about this last week, how the aura is like the 8th chakra. And you have to allow yourself to understand that if you are shining bright and you don't have holes in your auric field, I've talked about this before, auras in your auric field that are like Swiss cheese from your trauma, because those are the parts in your body that still feel really weak and sad and unloved or pained, all the different emotions. Any density from the world that people are putting out there, because everything is an illusion. We are all creating this reality together. Any perception that they are putting out there of the world that they see, if you have holes in your auric field, you're going to absorb that. That's where you're going to get the parasites. That's where you're going to feel exhausted, the energy vampires, right? This is why I am so passionate to teach about the lower triangle. And this is like the biggest focal point of Thrive. It's to strengthen your lower triangle, to build that solid foundation so you can go forth and build your queendom or your kingdom kingdom with grace and to build that sacred temple of the life that you want. You can't build the business, you can't build the life if you don't have it first on solid foundation, plain and simple. So this ozone layer is there to protect you. Your auric field is there to protect you, and it's also there to magnetize whatever you want. So whatever you want, you need to create a strong auric field. That's what Yogi Bhajan, who brought Kundalini Yoga to the West, really expressed and shared, was like, you need to make sure your aura is really fucking strong. You know, you can tell when people walk into the room and they are just so filled with light, and you can see them. The thing is, when you are light, like the flies in the south, in the bayou, right? When you've got those fly lights, the flies are attracted to that light. Same thing with the world. The flies are attracted to your light. So this is where you need to understand and cultivate that deeper self-worth, the self-respect, the boundaries. So when the world outside you is asking you or expecting you to support or whatever, you need to be willing to say no thank you. You need to be willing to honor your space. This is what we're doing in Thrive. You need to be able to understand your worth and to recognize, again, what is yours and what isn't yours. Because a lot of the times when we were kids, we absorbed things that weren't ours, and then that was the programming and the story that we were told time and time again. So I just really wanted to create this episode to explain to you this new earth. And so we have to work on creating these new systems. We have to work on taking care of our energy, taking care of our abundance, cleaning out what doesn't serve, making space, right? New space can't come in if you're holding on to stuff. So if you have a lot of files all over your computer that are messed, that's my goal this week, is to clean out my computer because it's like not working anymore. Those are the signs from the universe, right? Clean your shit up. You have to get rid of the things that don't bring you joy. Get rid of the things that are, that need to be reorganized. Virgo season, perfect. Virgo is the opposite of the Piscean. So if you really want to clear out the Piscean age, get your shit together these next few weeks. Like, truly take the time, take action, and hone in on what you want. Get yourself organized to really clear out the bullshit of the old era. We are here to anchor in this new era, this golden era, the new earth now. Now. It's no more playing small. It's really being aware of who you're surrounding yourself with. It's really recognizing who you're becoming, you understanding these are my gifts. This is what lights me up. I am here to serve. I am here to share. Understanding that whatever you've gone through in your life, that is part of your mess. That is here to be your message. You have gained the wisdom. There is no accident with what you've experienced. It has all been part of the divine plan, and you need to get out of the victim mindset now. It's not supportive. You need to be putting out in the world what you want. You need to be believing in yourself. The inner is creating the outer. You have to do the deep inner work first before you can anchor in the relationship you want, the business you want, the life you want, the body you want, whatever it is that you are wanting and desiring, you have to create the solid foundation, create the space, create the solid foundation for it to be anchored in and to be in that rich nutrient soil. Your wisdom, your courage, the feel good that you carry, that is like medicine to the soil. That is where the nutrients are, the iodine and the iron and the magnesium and the calcium. Think of all of that. That is where in the soil where you are planting your seeds in that foundation, healthy foundation to bloom, healthy foundation to soar, the beanstalk to rise, the agave plant to bloom. You need to be having the solid, healthy foundation, the clean water, moving your body, the way you speak to yourself, the way you eat, who you surround yourself with, what information you're ingesting. Honor your boundaries, honor your space. Connect with your community. Stop lone wolfing and hermiting. There's always, of course, periods where you need that self-reflection, but when you're in that all the time, it's so unhealthy. Let me tell you, I'm experiencing it. I've experienced it. Living where I live, I'm craving city, I'm craving people. And this has been my lesson that I've had to learn to share and to go through and to experience it. And there's been no accidents. And I want you to understand the universe never has the accidents of what's happening. They're always there to support you. Being struck by lightning, I'm stopping calling it an accident and calling it an experience, right? That was an experience that I had that has gifted me so much, and it's allowed me to tap in, to tune in, and to turn on my gifts, my talents, my light, my love, my compassion. That's why we go through whatever it is we go through. So again, I want you just to understand this new earth is about you navigating through the matrix, through the illusion as yourself, and you be unfuckwithable, right? Like the world outside of you can't even fuck with you because you know you're anchoring in the life that you want. You know that you're actualizing your dreams. You know that your people are coming through. You know that more opportunities are coming up. This is why we do Kundalini Yoga too, because we're constantly upgrading. I'm not the same person I was last week, let alone 2 weeks ago, let alone 2 months ago, let alone 6 years ago. I am constantly evolving, and we grow out of things and situations and spaces, as we keep expanding to absorb new, to learn new, to expand. So be aware of that. Allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Tap into your emotions. Honor what you're feeling. Honor your sensitivities. Clear your energy. Clear your space. Have a space that feels supportive. Have people around you that feel supportive. You are responsible. Go out there and follow your dreams. Get your shit done. Stop fucking around. If you need to organize your finances so you can call in more prosperity, more abundance. If you need more space, think about clearing out your phone. Think about clearing out your closet. Think about getting rid of expired food. Get rid of shit that isn't supporting you. You need to allow yourself in your home to have things that inspire you, that make you feel good. Anyone who comes through my house, like, oh my God, it feels so good in here. Because it's things that make me feel good. So you're into my space and it's things that make me feel good. But you want to clear out every 3 months or so. Go through the shit and get rid of things that don't bring you joy. Donate them or throw them out. We have to start to be more conscious about what we're consuming with our clothes and our food and the waste that we create. These are the things that you need to start to do in this new earth, is just to have a deeper sense of awareness, how everything is here to support you. And if you feel like it isn't supporting you, you need to look again and to work on allowing it to work for you and not against you, because this is your reality. This is your power. These are your gifts. So again, this is what we do in Thrive. The doors are closing on Sunday, and this is the last time I'm offering it in 2018. And I feel like in 2019, it may not be offered as often. I'm still open, willing to receive the guidance as to my path. Because I said, it's constantly evolving. Of course, I have goals that I put out there, and they get achieved. I achieve them pretty quickly thanks to Kundalini Yoga and just all of the work I've done for myself and the love I have for myself. But things are always evolving, right? Things are always evolving. Things are always shifting. You're always changing. You're always shifting, just like your palette. Things are shifting. And the biggest thing of all in this new earth is just to recognize and honor your worth, stand your ground, and say no thank you when things do not support you. Say no thank you when things don't feel good. Say no thank you to whatever doesn't resonate. Just say no thank you and choose again. This is all about your perception, all about your love, and all about you going out there and sharing your medicine with the world. So if you're interested in Thrive, I have about 8 spots left available, filling up. I want to try to keep this round a little more intimate and the next round a little bigger. But this is a really personalized experience, truly. You can listen and read all the testimonials about Thrive by visiting my website at Thrive, thrive.sabrinariccio.com, and you can sign up today. And I want to know more about you, why you're here, what you're ready to shift. There is a pay in full option, and there's also an opportunity for you to have monthly payments. So I see you and I support you, and I want you to get there. But I'm telling you, this is truly the base work of building the business and the life that you want. And it is really personalized because we meet every Sunday to honor what arises. And I also am with that every Sunday. Each theme of the week will be based off the chapter of the week, but you'll be able to have full access when you purchase the course. And what that is all about is about like honoring the energy. If this is the theme of the week we're talking about, I'm going to be tapping in intuitively to the week and sharing the message and the guidance. So it's like podcast episodes, like to the next level, right? The weekly group calls and any questions you have that come up, I'm here for you. There's also a one-on-one opportunity, and that's the only way you can work with me one-on-one right now. But I just really wanted to share a testimonial about Thrive. And this was from my dear friend Carly. She did the one-on-one work with me, and it was such a shift. Seeing her experience, and this is what she said about Thrive. Although a previous coaching program I did wasn't personalized, I felt a deeper connection with Sabrina. I felt like we dived really deep. I felt like we went down some of the deepest, darkest wounds and permeated and transmuted them. I feel like a different human with a different energy because of this program and you. I had to come up with my own answers, with my own story. They were not given to me, but you created the space, the sacred space, for me to do so with ease and grace. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. So, like, we're going there. We're going there. And this is a sacred experience. That's all I could say. It is a sacred, potent experience. And if you're feeling called to it, I invite you to join. I invite you to sign up. I invite you to go there and to be willing to face the deepest shit, to transmute it, to let it go. You are here to anchor in this new earth. You are here to share your gifts. You are here. You are here. You are here to live the life you know for damn sure you are worthy of experiencing. So stop playing small, stop thinking you aren't enough, and allow yourself the time to invest your time and your energy in you to up level, because you can't do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. That's a definition of insanity. We know that, right? That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's not what we're doing here. We are going to be implementing and working on new patterns that are supportive, right? New patterns that are supportive and that are empowering you to shift. We are creating that foundation. We are creating that solidified space for you to build that temple, for you to build your queendom. So again, if you are interested in joining me in Thrive, you can visit the link in the show notes, or you can visit thrive.sabrinariccio.com. And you got this. I believe in you. I know you are here to live your truth. I know you're here to step up. I know you're here to be you. I know you're here to shine your light. I know you're here to stand your ground. I know you're here to say, hey, I am worthy of this, and this is bullshit. I do not choose to live or to be treated like this. Honor yourself, love yourself, respect yourself. That's what this new golden era, this new earth is about. You respecting yourself and what you desire and what you're calling in, and being a nice person, being a genuine, wholehearted, unconditionally loving person. We're doing it. You got this. So I'm so excited to hear from you how this episode inspired you. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me at Sabrina Riccio, SabrinARiccio, or you can visit my website at sabrinariccio.com. I want to know who's listening. I love to see who's listening. Send me a screenshot that you're listening and tag me at Sabrina Riccio and let me know what's going on. And I'm so excited to hear from you. If you haven't left a review yet, please do. Anyone who leaves a review and you submit your screenshot to the email listed in my show notes, hello@shamanessagadessa.guru, you're going to be able to win an opportunity for a free soul activation call. I'm going to enter a drawing for that. So leave your reviews, send a screenshot before you push submit, and send it to me. And your reviews really help bring us up on the charts. We're climbing up the spirituality charts. I'm so grateful. We're well over the top 100, well over the top 75. And this allows us to bring more incredible guests. I've got some incredible episodes to edit. I just felt really called to share this with you because I'm really inspired right now, and I'm all about taking inspired action. So I would love to hear what you feel about the new earth and how your life has shifted since 2012. So I love you so much, and I look forward to connecting with you soon over on Instagram, to have you over at Thrive. Again, we start Sunday, September 9th for this 999 portal, and this 999 portal is like straight medicine. This is where we're completing the old cycles. This is where we are anchoring in our truth. This is where we are saying, damn, I'm ready. I'm here to show up. The time is now. No more playing small. I've gone through it. I'm completing these crazy ass cycles that we've gone through, you know, especially the summer. Challenging, right? Like the floodgates open, but guess what? You fucking did it. You got it. And you're here. You're here to start to prepare for all those manifestations you've been calling in, that you've been waiting for. And you know what's yours. You have that faith. Keep that faith and alive, because you know what's yours. And you can go forth with non-attachment, because you know the universe is working behind the scenes. And all you have to do is become the vibrational match to what you want. Who are you? Act as if, right? Wayne Dyer, act as if. Who are you being when you actualize and anchor in that manifestation? And you need to start working towards that now. You need to decide right here, right now, that enough is enough, and that you're here to take action from that inspired action, thanks to that Mars direct we just had last week, right? And you're here to prepare yourself to anchor what it is you desire. You're worthy of it. Believe me, you got this. Thank you again for tuning in, for listening, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. And have a great rest of your day, and keep going out there and radiating your radness. I love you so much. Enjoy. Salam.